Uh-oh. We starting it. Getting the discussion going, baby. About to get started. Getting it set up. Uh-huh. Look. We got the computer if we need it. We got the dry erase board. We got all kind of stuff. We about to get going on this thing. Yeah. Hey, just pull yours up to see if you own it. Or if you can see. Strawberry champagne, oh nice. We about to get started, y'all. 7 minutes. Gonna get this discussion going. Gonna see what we need to be doing right now in real estate to get more clients. Or if you're looking to buy stuff, you need to know. I mean, you need to know this stuff. If you're considering about buying a house right now and where the market going, if you're considering selling a house right now and where the market going, then you need to stay on for the discussion. We starting in 6 minutes. We're going to get it going. We're talking about what a recession is. I bet y'all don't know what it is, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to find out, and we're going to talk about why it matters. Like what we need to be doing right now as real estate professionals to make sure that we capitalize off of this. So give us a moment. We still getting set up, but I wanted to go ahead and have it live, get y'all an opportunity to go ahead and get in on this thing. I don't want you to miss it. All right, let's see what we got here. I'm live now. Can you see me? I'm going to bring my cohorts in here. Jessica Joseph and Margaret participating with us today. Got their superpowers. Can you pause? Can you mute it? We gotta have Jess online so she can manage our comments. We want y'all to comment. Don't be just trying to be in the shadows. Y'all need to participate too. What you gonna do? Shining bright. Shining bright. So now, we may be looking at stuff on the screen, but y'all ain't gonna be able to see that unless you're in studio. That's why you should come in studio. I know y'all social distancing, I know. But once it's all over, we'll still be doing these. Y'all can come in studio and see what's on the screen. But I'm trying to get everybody in view so you can see what we got going on. Baby. What's up, people? We're getting started in 4 minutes. Let's see if I can get y'all to see that. Margaret, come on. I want to see if my seat was good. We're going to have Jess. She's going to be manning the comments. So she's going to have it on her phone as y'all are commenting. She'll be able to see it. We'll be able to respond. No, the computer's right there. One of these. I don't know.
I guess she'll come in later.
I'm gonna see. You need to sit down so I can see what you. There you go. Alright, sit in. No, you stay right there. Down with us, people. We getting it. Oh.
Can you go back to?
Yeah, we can try it. Yes, Margaret. Oh yeah, if I do it like that, Margaret, they can see the screen. Ooh, y'all better like some Margaret. She hooking y'all up, because I wasn't going to let y'all see the screen. Margaret showing y'all love. Alright, we about to get it going.
How they gonna see you?
Next time I got to go sideways. Oh, you know what? I can push it back some more.
It don't look like it.
I got these legs.
Oh.
We're gonna have these kinks worked out next time, people. Alright, there we go, huh? Uh-oh.
That's what we working on, y'all. We finna be some millionaires.
Absolutely. Potty mouths. What up, Oprah? Let's see. Boom, boom, boom.
You're not too far away?
Still might be too far. That's the people. Is yours up? Oh, you on Facebook. See how it looks on yours. Is it too far?
Is that all? That's me? Oh, it's like, it's a lag.
Yeah.
Okay, well, on that, it don't look too far.
Not too bad, huh? Alright. Y'all ready?
Ready.
Are y'all ready? Y'all better act like y'all ready. Alright, so look. Welcome to the discussion. It is a live. Welcome to, I call it the discussion, Margaret. That was good. No. Welcome to Mastermind Through Tough Times. Right? Live discussion, Realtor edition. I am here with my cohorts. I am Michael G. Davis. They call me the coach, right? Because I have cerebral psychic powers. That means if you in real estate and it ain't working for you, you need to let me get in your mind, right? Peel back them layers so we can figure out what's stopping you from being successful. That's why they call me the coach. I'm gonna coach you through getting successful, getting through the barriers. That's my superpower. And I'm next to Jessica Joseph and Margaret Harrison. They're gonna introduce themselves and talk to you about what they got, what they bring to the table.
What's going on, everybody? It's Jessica Joseph, aka your Keep It Realtor. And my superpower is I've got the X-ray vision. I understand what it is that you need. I understand your real estate needs more than anybody else. I'm looking to connect and be relatable to what it is that you're going through as you're searching for to one of your biggest purchases ever in purchasing a home and when it comes to real estate. So I'm going to pass it on to my girl, Margaret.
Margaret!
Well, my superpower is I am a phenomenal negotiator. I'm going to lay the smack down for my clients. I clear this whole table out. But with a smile.
There you go, Margaret.
With a smile. Absolutely. So, we are glad y'all came. This is the first of many. We're going to be doing these on Tuesdays. The reason that I decided that I wanted to set this up, guys, is because, look, everybody's at the house talking about Corona, talking about recessions, talking about, just talking about it, right? Just there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of doubt, there's a lot of all that stuff in the market. But man, we need to figure out what we're gonna do about this stuff, because the world keep going, right? So I thought, you know what? Since we're doing social distancing, and look, we're an essential business, so it's okay. That's where we're working. We're essential, right? But I felt like it would be good, man, if we use this time when the world's kind of slowed down to really sit down and strategize and come up with ways on how we can come out on the other side big, right? So that's what this is all about, people. And I didn't just want it to be a Brooks and Davis conversation, right? Because it is something that's very important to my agents to get them going, but I felt it could be bigger than that. So let's go Facebook Live and let's ask the people to give us comments. And there's also opportunity for people to come into our studio, and then they can be a part of the discussion. And guess what? After it's all said and done, we got actionable items that we can execute as professionals to keep growing our business.
Absolutely.
So that's what this is about, people. Spread the word. Every Tuesday at 2:30, we're going to jump into it. This is what we're going to be doing, all right? We're at our beautiful coaching and training center, right, which we just launched last month. I think we launched it. So we're excited about that. All right, so enough of the pleasantries. We're going to spend about 30 minutes live going through this stuff together. And what I wanted to talk about today is recession, right? So it's hard to put together a strategy about something when you don't really know what it is. So that's why we felt like it would be good if we did our first one around recessions, all right? So look, what do y'all think about, what's a recession? What do y'all know about it?
Well, recession is the pulling back of or the withdrawing of.
Does anybody know what that means? No. Go ahead,
Pulling
Mark.
back, something is receding.
Okay.
I know in the makeup world,
Mm-hmm.
you use makeup to pull forward or recede flaws.
Okay.
And in terms of the economy, it's a pulling back of the economy. They're laying people off.
Yeah.
Things are slowing down.
Mm-hmm.
Things are receding. So that's my take on recession.
Yeah, I second that, you know. I mean, that's pretty much.
Just like ditto.
Yeah, ditto on that. You know, things are receding. As you mentioned, people are losing jobs. So when you just feel like things are what you normally had and things that were in place, when you start to see and feel really things start to change, and you're going without, and you're trying to figure out what the next move is. I think all that plays a part in a recession, especially when it's being hit from a financial aspect there.
Yeah. So so here we go. Is the coronavirus causing it?
I don't.
Or was
It's
it coming
exacerbating it.
All right. So you felt like it was coming anyway.
Yeah.
That's, people. So this is what I did. So I did a little bit of research. I put it on the screen, right? I know my girls, they got to turn their backs a little bit. But what I wanted to show, what's on the screen, you probably can't see it. That's why it's better for you to come in studio. But it's showing a recession is a cycle, right? So it was going to happen anyway. And as real estate professionals, we need to understand that at different intervals of if this is long term, it's going to be long term for us. At different intervals, we need to understand that we're going to have to deal with a recession, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, this is what helped me, right? If you look at that diagram, the trough is what people really need to be scared about, which is the bottom, right? All the recession is just meaning we're going in that direction. That's what it means, right? So if that's the case, if we're going down, if the economy is going down, it's just on a downward trend, and then it's going to bottom out, and then it's going to go back up. If that's the case, I guess as realtors, what happens during that time? What happens during the adjustment or the going down trend? What do y'all think?
Days on market will be a little longer.
Okay. So meaning it's what? At that point, it's a buyer's market?
It maybe not even so much a buyer's market, because you have to have buyers able to buy.
Right.
So days on market's gonna stay there a little longer. If you have a buyer who can get a loan,
Yeah.
it will be their market.
Okay. Well, what else? So what am I supposed to do then if I ain't got no buyers? How am I gonna make money as a realtor, I guess?
That's when we gotta put our heads together and
That's what we gotta talk about.
I think those that have listings right now are going to be winning. I mean, in the sense, if you have listings that you're going to be the most likely to be making money right now.
Yeah, but if there ain't no buyers to buy it.
But then you do have those people who have been waiting. Who've been there's like this pent up demand of wanting to purchase. Maybe hadn't back into for a few years, just holding. And now this is the perfect opportunity in their minds. What they see is to go ahead and make a move. Now that interest rates are lower and things of that nature, they're in a better position to be able to do things. So those that are, if you do have listings, I still feel like there's going to be buyers out there that.
Well, I think what you've hit is the interest rates, right? Because the Fed has gone down to a zero fund rate, which is supposed to, it will decrease the mortgage rates, right? So now I don't know if we got any mortgage lenders on Facebook Live, they can tell us what the current rate is right now.
Yeah.
That would be good. But I know that it's driving, the fund rate is driven down. So by the fund rate being driven down, then now you get a better rate on your mortgage. Well, I don't know. Is that going to spark buyers to want to get into the market? Because fear freezes.
Yeah. It'll freeze you.
Yeah, fear will freeze you. But man, this is kind of, I think you have both. You have those that are prepared in the position that can make some moves, and then some who are going to be more hesitant and reserved in what it is that they do and the moves that they make when it comes to real estate.
Or if they were savvy buyers, they were like squirrels saving up their nuts for the wintertime.
But then they gonna want a deal.
Yeah.
But they gonna get a deal.
I guess you got a point. So if they're disciplined, so here we go. If I'm a realtor and if I understand that I'm going in this downward trend, which means it may be a buyer's market, but I have this fear that I'm dealing with. Meaning I got buyers that are able to buy, but they're afraid to get into the market, right? So should I spend my energy and my time on trying to convince the buyers to get into the market, or should I spend my time on trying to just find buyers that are already motivated? Because we know if they get past that fear, they can get a good deal. Just try to find as many of those buyers, and the ones that's afraid, just let them be afraid.
Oh yeah, I'm always go for the ones who are already motivated.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard when you have to pull your teeth and get the buyer to do what they have to do. So go with the ones that are already motivated. The other ones will catch on.
Okay.
And that's from a buyer's perspective. Even those that who will need to sell soon. I mean, going after motivated sellers, those who will find themselves in a position where they're needing to go ahead and sell their home. So are you saying because in reality, if a seller doesn't need to sell, then they probably shouldn't sell during a recession. Right.
But so you're talking about sellers that have no choice.
Right, who don't have a choice, who may have these mortgages that they can't afford because they've lost their jobs, and companies are going out. So being able to help those individuals, not take advantage of them, but being able to help them sell their home and get the most money that they can and move on to a better situation.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so this is something else that I found when I was researching this stuff about recessions, right? So so we know the most recent recession that everybody is familiar with is the Great Recession of 2007, 2009, right? So I did an extensive research around that recession to see if what we're going into that's being caused by the corona is going to be the same thing. We got any comments?
A couple of them. We have some people just saying, stopping in to say hey, so they're still here, and some people are definitely agreeing, saying absolutely. What we have going on.
All right, we want y'all comments. So give us your comments, give us your questions. We want to bring you into the conversation as well. We are monitoring that. But what I was saying is that I did some extensive research around that recession because I want to see, as this coronavirus is going, will it have the same characteristics of that one, right? And in my research, what I found out, guys, y'all not gonna believe this, that we typically think that in a recession, the housing market is hit. That in the recession, in recessions, when the economy goes through a recession and a trough and then rebuilds itself, that every single time that happens, there's a depression when it comes to the real estate market. And what I found out is that that's more the minority than it is the majority of the time. That most of the time during a recession, the housing market is one of the pillars that offers a level of stability. I was blown away. I was, because in reality, most people are going to think this is going to be just like 2007. And now that I've done the research, it's probably not going to be like that at all. Because what I found in 2007, what made that an anomaly? So that's more of an anomaly, really. And what I found is that there's only been 11 recessions since 1945. So for the last 70-some years, it's only been 11. And only one of them was where the housing market got affected the way that it got affected. So now I'm like, well, maybe it won't be like.
Because back then it was what the mortgages and bad management of giving out loans and things of that nature with people.
It was the banking.
It was the banking issue.
Industry.
Now it's more so financial stocks that are getting hit versus then the housing per se.
So we know in recessions the stock market takes a hit. We know that every time.
And when the stock market takes a hit, you can't go wrong with real estate.
It's more stable.
It's more stable.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So historically, it's like an expansion drove people into the real estate market because it was more stable, right?
Right.
Well, now that I know, you see what I'm saying? Because before we did that research, I'm thinking, like you said, we need to get into short sales, foreclosures, but we probably not gonna see a lot of that. Because another thing that happened in 2009 was that we were oversupplied because the real estate market was taking off and everybody was getting approved and builders was trying to capitalize on that. So they were building so many properties with so much inventory that also caused the depreciation of homes and all that stuff, which made everybody afraid. I don't think that's about to happen with this.
Gosh, it's kind of I can agree, and then it's kind of just this big question mark.
Right.
It's still a little too soon right now, but I can definitely agree with some of those points there that you mentioned.
But now unemployment is up more than it's been in about 8 years.
That's true.
So,
That's true. But here's the question though, right? Who are the people that are losing their jobs, right?
Yeah.
Because I also looked at the savings and loan debacle that happened in the 80s. And although it was a national thing, that was another time that housing was impacted. But it wasn't impacted on a national level. It was in Houston, like it was close to home, it was in Texas. I mean, I think they said over 1,000 savings and loans got shut down during that time frame. Well, I didn't know the difference between a savings and loan and a bank, so I had to get educated on that too. So through this process, like you're having to learn and you have to try to understand, because it's like before you put a strategy in place, hell, you need to know from whence we've come.
Right.
Well, a savings and loan back then they would use that. It's like it wouldn't have retail services like credit cards or bank accounts and that stuff, but you would go there to get a mortgage. So savings and loans, I think like 70 to 80% of their portfolio was in mortgages. So now, if that goes out of business and my mortgage is with it, then they can accelerate. They had a clause to where when it goes to the new bank or whoever buys their portfolio, they can force the person to pay it off. All of it. They can accelerate it, the clause, right? So that's what was happening. that these savings and loans was going out of business. They got these massive portfolios of mortgages, and they were bad mortgages, just like in 2008, these crazy junk mortgages, subprime mortgages. So these banks that are buying them were like, man, we got to get rid of this stuff. And they were forcing the people to, you got to pay it all right now. And if you can't, we foreclose.
Wow.
And so that greatly impacted the real estate market back then, right? So I don't see that kind of environment happening with where we're going now, to where the real estate, where people losing their houses and things like that, is going to be as prevalent to where, say, maybe a strategy around foreclosures or a strategy around REOs, short sales, BPOs. I don't really see that being as profound as it was back in 2007. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
But with that being the case, like you said, people are going to lose their jobs. So if people losing their jobs, right? Because they say over 10 million people that already filed unemployment.
Yeah.
Well, what should we do with that information as realtors, or how can we leverage that? Because that is characteristic of a recession, like people losing their jobs, the stock market hitting it. So we know them two things gonna happen. Who's that? Somebody said something?
Oh yeah. We have Larry. Mr. Brooks has joined, and funny comment. Please separate.
Please separate. Oh, social
6
distancing.
feet. Social distancing.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we're essential, buddy.
Essential.
We're essential.
Chris.
All right, go ahead.
Forgot where we were.
You got distracted.
You got distracted.
No, the people. So people are going to lose their jobs. We know that that's going to be something that comes from a recession. So now 10 million. I think they said more people that filed unemployment in a 2-week period than had filed in a 6-month period during the recession. They think the unemployment rate is gonna get up to 32%. Like I read that somewhere, which
And
is
that's
the highest ever.
higher than it was in the Great Depression.
Yeah, the Great Depression, it maxed out at 10%. So 32% is the highest it's ever been.
Wow.
That goes back. Yeah, that goes back to the Great Depression. I think the Great Depression was like around 12-15%.
Yeah, it was high.
32%, right? So now, if that happens, I guess people, if they own homes,
Mm-hmm.
but that's if they own homes, because these people it may not impact that piece of it.
Right.
So you saying like 10 million of those people don't own homes?
It's hard to say, man, because the kinds of jobs that were being lost during the Great Recession, these were banks that was going out of business, and they were the ones that were laying off. So now if you're in the banking industry, like you making some good jack, you making some good money. So yeah, them people probably own homes. But the people, I don't know who the people are that are losing jobs here, because it's more from the travel industry. Like it's more like the restaurant industry, hospitality, like, a commission based, a hourly, you know what I'm saying? And like, do those people own homes or not? Like, I don't know, right? Because see, I don't want to judge. Like, I'm not trying to judge.
Right.
But I don't know.
What do we do with those lost jobs?
Right.
It's about educating for one, preparing for the next.
Because if they
next time it comes
didn't
around.
already own a home, they're renting somewhere.
Mhm.
So if they're renting somewhere, 9 times out of 10, they're just gonna stay rent.
Right, and try to talk to the landlord or something. Say, help me out,
Yeah.
because the government's doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, use the resource. I mean, that's what I said a little earlier. Is use the resources they have. I know they have, like you said, the forbearance and stuff.
Yeah.
Those things that could be an opportunity. Just look at the fine print of it all and see all of what you're getting yourself into. But it may be an opportunity for you to, find some stability and then use those funds towards something else, and possibly even invest in something that can bring you some income. I don't know. It just depends on how.
Well, supposedly the stimulus money is supposed to be used for them to pay their landlords, right? To pay their rent.
Mm-hmm.
So that means it's realistically there to just keep them going until maybe they can go back to work. I mean, like, we know the government is trying to incentivize businesses from firing their people. But even with knowing all that stuff, man, how can we make sure that we don't fold as realtors? Because look at how we make money. Like, we make money by people selling their houses, and since we already talked about it being a recession.
Yeah.
If I don't have to sell it, I'm not gonna sell it. because my prices may be depressed. Now, that's if it follows the same trend as 2009, which I don't think it will. And if it doesn't, then I think what we would have to do as realtors is educate the sellers so they understand in most other recessions, home prices still appreciate. That's why I made it more stable than stocks. But I think because that 2009 is so close, that sellers gonna be like, nah, man. Especially the ones that went through it, they gonna be like, nah, man. My house gotta be worth less than it was last year.
Yeah.
That's
Well, it's not, the change in the price is not going to happen overnight. I think even if we are stepping into a recession, it could still take 2 to 4 years before we really see it hit bottom there. So there's time is going to plays a big part in this.
Well, not really though. Let me tell you. So in my research, they say typical recessions last about 11 months.
Okay.
It lasts about 11 months.
That's not long.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, even the Great Recession was 18 months.
Looking back on History Channel, it seemed like that lasted for a decade.
No, it was literally 18 months. Supposedly, they defined it as December 2007 to June 2009. June 2009 was the official end of the Great Recession. So it was about 18 months. And that one was longer than what they were historically. They say historically about 11 months, right?
Okay.
So we may just be looking at a year of this stuff, but as a realtor, man, a year can kill you.
Yeah, I mean, we're already feeling affected. We've just had one or two, a buyer, say they don't want to buy anymore, or a seller say they don't want to sell anymore. We're already feeling the effects of it all. So.
All right, so look, we only got about 10 minutes left, a little less than that. Let's see, we got any comments?
What we gonna do about it?
Time to dust off that loan modification system.
All right, so Larry's saying.
Mike Lewis is in here. He's a mortgage.
Mike Lewis, what are the rates right now, Mike?
Talk to us, Mike. Give us some good info.
What are the rates right now? We know the refund, the Fed rate is down to 0. So how is that affecting mortgages?
Mortgage guy with the bow tie. Talk to us.
But now Larry's talking about loan modification system. But how am I gonna make money off of that as a realtor though?
Yeah, you're not. Unless you can say, hey, give me $50.
and I help you.
Talk to that bank for you. We can get online. And
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I can negotiate for you, maybe. I mean, maybe they can come in. But all right, so
other ways to make money is what you're saying.
Well,
or just being a resource. When they come out on the other end, they saw, she gave me some good advice about a loan modification. Now she told me who to call.
Absolutely, but I'm talking about during that 11 months though. Like, how do I put myself in a position where I'm not the one having to take advantage of the stimulus? Because remember we was reading that. Remember we read that article from Barbara Corcoran?
Oh yeah, yeah. I can't remember it right off. With
Barbara Corcoran. We was talking about virtual
right.
Selling houses virtually.
Yes.
And she's like, nah, ain't nobody gonna buy virtually. Realtors just gonna be in the ones taking advantage of the stimulus package.
I mean, focus. I think investors is a good type of buyer to look at. They as long as we have the cash flow, as long as they have that cash flow. I mean, it's never really a bad time to invest when it comes to that, and there's cash flow generated, and also rents aren't as affected when the price, when things plummet,
right.
So
because our vacancy rates are still high, meaning there's still more people looking for rentals than there is available rents.
And then
up your rental game then.
And definitely up your rental game. Then also something you just said. People are going to be forced to rent. Once they can't afford their mortgages and they can't get a loan and things of that nature, then
but they ain't got no job. Just ain't nobody.
I mean, it's
that's gonna be a tough one, man.
Yeah,
but the good thing is that that's why we're having these conversations. We're gonna have them every week, right? Because we're gonna figure this thing out. One of the things that I really want people to take away, Jess, is something that you said, right? And I feel like this is gonna be one of the biggest things. And Mike just responded, so after I finish talking, we're gonna read what he said. One of the biggest things is you need to find and connect with somebody that has cash. Because across all the things that I looked at, cash is king.
Yeah.
And the person that got the cash, and especially if they've dealt with their emotions, they plan this, they going in and they're going to buy. right? And if as a real estate professional you connect yourself with that person, then there's commissions that can be made. If you find enough of those people, you good, right? It'll cover you. I think that's very key what
So
you just
going
said.
back to the savvy buyers.
Yeah.
And the squirrels that save their nuts.
Yeah.
The holders of real estate, not the ones who want to rehab. They probably won't be.
Yeah, because they were looking for some quick money.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. So the holders that they acquire, the commission's gonna be made. So you can get the commission off of the purchase. You can get the commission off of the renting it out.
Right.
Even if you want to jump into property management, because you got a group of people that want to hold their stuff. So I think that's key. If there's a takeaway, because I want there to be a takeaway every time we have this discussion, right? If there's a takeaway from today's discussion, it's you need to start identifying people in your database, people that you're connected to that have cash, or they have the resemblance or the semblance of cash, and you need to be taking them people out to lunch and talking to them about and encouraging them that now's that we're going into a time where they're the kings of the mountain right now, and that they shouldn't allow fear to prevent them from going and capitalizing on it. You get a number of those people on your bench, I think that's definitely gonna carry you over. All right, what did Mike say, Jess?
All right, Mike, mortgage banker. The Fed rate being lowered to 0 didn't affect mortgage rates at all.
Whoa.
The government buying mortgage-backed securities is keeping rates low. Let's see, we're still in the 3s.
Okay, all right. So, again, I done learned something.
Yeah.
Right?
Thanks, Mike.
Because, you see all this stuff going on, and then people are like, oh man, the Fed rate is at 0, you better buy, you better buy, you better buy. But in reality, that's not what's driving them to do it. Right? It's the, like he said, it's the government. So Mike, so basically what I hear you saying is, Mike, is that the government is still purchasing mortgage-backed securities, and that's suppressing the rate. The fund rate has 0 impact on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's about borrowing money. Mike, we're going to bring you on one of these sessions,
definitely.
man.
Wish we could bring them in now.
Yeah, we're going to bring you. See, if you got availability next week, man, let's see if we can get you to be a part of get you on next Tuesday, because it looks like you got a lot that you, a great knowledge. Well, we know, but the world don't know. We know that you're a great resource and knowledge base when it comes to this business. What did Mr. Brooks say?
Let's see. I want to read that. It says, start to understand notes.
All right, start to understand notes.
Because people are going to want to stay in their homes, but maybe not.
But maybe too many payments behind. I got you. So, Mr. Brooks, are you saying sell the note? Like start understanding how to sell notes? Maybe that's what he's saying. Owner finance.
Some creative financing and options and stuff like that.
Absolutely. All right. So look, what y'all think about today?
Oh man, it was success. Learned some stuff. It was good dialogue.
Absolutely.
Had some good takeaways. Thanks to all those who asked questions and put out some good information there. Definitely.
Absolutely. So look, we want you to. The discussion doesn't have to stop here, right?
No, keep coming.
Like the Facebook page. We'll see your comments. Continue to comment on the video. Share the video, right? Because I agree with Jess. There was a lot of great information that came, and I think these people need to hear about it.
Right.
So share the video, send it to people. Get people to like the Facebook page so you'll get notified when we go live. We got that going on.
If you're watching it now, go ahead and screenshot it and share it. So you can invite some of your other friends and family who need this information. It's very vital that we at least have the information to make the best decisions moving forward. So go ahead and share, thumb it up.
Absolutely. And then also send us what you guys want to talk about, right? The idea of this is that we want to walk away with strategies that we can implement now to keep us going definitely as real estate professionals. But I mean, there may be a way for us to come out on the other side of this in a better position than we were going into it as real estate professionals. So if there's anything in particular that you want to discuss, you want us to research, you want us to go in on, I love researching, right? So let us know over the week, and we'll make sure we make it a part of it. Again, there's opportunity for you to come in studio if you want to be a part of it live. Or we can just keep it on Facebook and throw your questions out there. With that being said, anything else, ladies, before we wrap it up?
Well,
What you got, Margaret? What you
looking
got
out
now?
for my fellow realtors.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure next Tuesday we have some more tips that you can put to action to keep yourself going in this time and in an incoming recession. So we're gonna come up with some more tips that you can actually do, so you won't be one of these ones losing your house.
Or going to get a job.
Yeah.
Or
we want
relying on the stimulus check.
Yeah, we want to keep you in the market, right?
Definitely.
Is there anything in particular that y'all want me to, like, we did recessions today, right? Any particular topic that y'all want to focus on for next week? Anything off the top of the
Virtual
mind?
tours, and how would the sellers feel about having their homes online and exposing that form? Because right now, we have a lot of pictures, and some people are doing virtual tours, but some sellers
How
can turn
that's
their nose
impacting?
up. Yeah.
How sellers feeling about it?
I second that question with now, would you buy virtually?
Yeah, that's something we've been trying to
Would you
figure
buy
out.
virtually now that we are shifting into this place where things are having to be done a lot digitally? Could you see yourself as the type of buyer who would see something virtually and sight unseen purchase? So
With a
let
click
us
of a
know.
button.
Yeah, with the click of a button.
All right, so that's the topic for next week. We're going to answer that question for Jess. Over this time with the corona and social distancing and everything and the apprehensions of people purchasing, going into people's houses and that kind of stuff, is there opportunity for people that a buyer would actually buy and without seeing the house at the push of a button, like ordering pizza online or something?
Awesome shoes.
We'll see. All right. Well, with that being said, man, I think we had a great session. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you,
Again,
guys.
I'm Michael
Thank
G.
y'all for
Davis, CEO, broker, Brooks and Davis real estate firm. They call me the coach because my superpower is I'm gonna get in your mind, peel back them layers. If you're a realtor and you need to get past your apprehensions or your barriers, come see the coach. Let me get in your mind and let me get you right. Jessica Joseph.
I see you. You got that X-ray vision. I know what you want. I know who you are. I know what you need. Okay, y'all.
Absolutely. And Margaret Harrison.
I'm laying down, smack down. They won't see me coming because I do it with a smile.
There you go.
Absolutely. All right, man. Y'all enjoy y'all week. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Good stuff,
Woo!
man. Good stuff. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm Mastermind and through tough times. Y'all make sure y'all join us next week, Tuesday.
See y'all
It's
later.
going down with some great topics.
Absolutely. All right. Mr. Brooks, appreciate you. LaKendra, Mike Lewis, all our people in there showing love. So we talking about, baby. All right. Talk to y'all next week.